Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys and welcome back to September's Pick a Card reading themed angel therapy for health and healing. So one of the things I want to shine a light on that I've been feeling and I've been seeing is that we live in a society that rewards the hustle. If you think about like fitness and the coaches, life coaches, and just society in general, it's like hustle. Like, what are your goals? How much are you doing? How much are you working? Achieve, keep going. And that's all good and fine. But if we're not mindful, it will also breed the mental thinking of not enough. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how healthy you are, how fit you are. That underlining gotta get bigger, better, faster, stronger hustle energy will also make you feel like you're not enough. No matter whatever goals you get, it'll feel like I gotta do more. So I kind of want to shine on light on the balance, especially with health and healing. So in these readings, my intention is to focus on gentle messages that can support you in your health and healing. And it's not just your physical healing, your physical body. I'm also including your mental health, your emotional health, and your spiritual health. And the cards I'll be using for that is Archangel Raphael's Angel Healing cards. I'll be getting deeper messages from the Butterfly Oracle cards. And then I'll be working with the power of surrender, what you could be surrendering. And then we'll get into the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. And we'll end with beautiful messages with the Crystal Angels. All right, so I am going to pull the cards on camera. The pile of cards that you can choose from: Serenity, Balance, and Hope. Those are the words for today. You can certainly pick 1, 2, or listen to all 3. You may get messages in all 3. If you start listening to a reading and it's not resonating with you, it does not mean you got it wrong. It may be a reading that you can forward to somebody else, and then what you can do is you can just pick another pile. Keep in mind it's a general reading, so my prayer is that everybody gets something. Like I said, it may not all resonate, but I truly believe you're here for a reason. You know, my work is very supportive. It's very nurturing. As a triple Cancer, there's a lot of maternal energy in it as well, so that's how I channel. So expect gentleness in these readings. All right, so we'll start. I'm going to open space by inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator, and all his holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. Tapping into the Earth Angel Earth Angel Collective. Those empathic people, highly sensitive people, caregivers, healers, intuitives, sensitive beings of light. I ask that you use these messages to transform your own journey, to be able to help and assist others. All right, so let's start. Archangel Raphael, what message do you have for those who chose the Serenity pile? Serenity. Let's go with these two. And Balance, Raphael, what message do you have for those that chose Balance? Go. Okay, so there's too many there. So I'm going to take the one that just flipped. And Hope. What message do you have for the Hope file? Message you have for the Hope. Health and healing. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Just make it completely clear. I don't know, Hope, friends. Let's see. It's just taking a moment. There we go. Okay, so there's 2. All right. It's almost like this feeling of like preparing to receive the message. All right. Now let's get into the butterfly. All right, Raphael, what additional message do you have for the Serenity pile? And the balance pile. Additional message do you have for the balance pile? And hope. Additional message do you have for the hope pile? Let's go with this one. And surrender. What does the Serenity pile need to surrender with regards to health and healing? And what does the balance pile need to surrender with regards to health and healing? Wow. There we go. And finally, the hope pile. What does the pile need to surrender with regards to health and healing? And then chakras, physical system. What message do you have for the Serenity pile? I really like these cards. They're small, they shuffle well, and they pop up. Okay, what message do you have? What chakra wisdom do you have for the balance pile? Let me see. There we go. And hope. Chakra wisdom do you have for the hope pile? All right. And finally, the crystal angels. What divine guidance do you have for the Serenity pile? Okay. Again, there's 2 here. And what divine guidance do you have for the balance pile? All right. And finally, what divine guidance do you have for the hope pile? These just like are just popping right out. Super easy. I feel like they're like exclamation points. All right, so let me set this up. If you've watched up until this point, maybe you've gotten some clarity on the card that you wanted to, or the pile that you want to choose. All right. All right, so if you've followed me up until this point, I'll give you a couple more seconds for guidance. And for those of you who chose the Serenity pile, welcome. And Raphael's messages, we have 2 here. The first message says, leave a stressful situation behind. And the message says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for giving me the courage and willingness to take good care of myself, including surrounding myself with healthy relationships and positive situations. So I have a feeling maybe some of you who chose the serenity pile are not feeling serenity. The word reciprocity keeps coming up for me, and I feel like I want to throw that word out there now for you. And reciprocity is about bringing things back to balance. Sometimes earth angels fall into the space of overgiving, oversharing, people pleasing. And maybe some of you who are watching this or guided to watch this video are in a space where things are out of balance in your life. And I feel like Raphael is supporting you on leaving behind a stressful situation. Now, this doesn't mean just go start axing people out of your life and just up and quit jobs, although that can happen. But what it does mean is being open to receiving opportunity and experiences and a different approach and a different way of doing things. It also means get busy doing the things that you want to do. When we're used to have tos and shoulds and responsibilities for everybody else, it's hard to take our own time. And, a lot of earth angels have been like raised in families and societies, and just our own thought process as well is that we have to sacrifice, or we have to give and take care of everybody else. But what's happening is people's mental, emotional, and physical health is suffering because of it. We're in a space right now that we're it's like tipping the scales and allowing things to come back in balance. It's about giving and receiving. So his other message says, use your natural healing abilities. Beautiful. I think this goes perfectly with the fact that it's not about more that you have to do. It's using your own intuition. It's using your own healing powers. If you're an intuitive or you're an energy healer, don't forget yourself. So the message here says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for clearly guiding, encouraging, and supporting my healing work. So I feel like Raphael is saying, turn this healing work on yourself right now. Send healing energy to the situations. If it's a work issue, if it is a physical health issue, if it is, people that are just draining, because it happens. It's not a judgment on them. It's mismanagement of our own energy in a lot of ways, but it's not about that you're not doing enough. It's about how to give you support, or how to support yourself with the assistance of the divine. So an additional a message is changing your mind. So So there's that saying is popping up in my head, doing things over and over again the same way and expecting different results is like the definition of insanity or something like that. And so I feel like Raphael is assisting in changing your mind and changing your approach to things, changing your perspective so that you can see another way. Maybe some of you chose serenity because of that word. It's like, yes, I want to feel that, because you're not feeling that. And Raphael is saying, let us in, give us an opportunity to show you another way. Let us change your mind. Maybe you're in the mental state or the emotional state of, I give up. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. Sometimes that's the best place to be in, because you're open to receiving divine guidance. The work that I do, people don't come to me or book appointments with me because their lives are unicorns and rainbows. Now, I have to say, a lot of the clients that I've been working with on a regular basis, they're moving to that place, and they come for regular checkups to be able to stay in that state of balance and harmony and bliss, right? But people don't find me because everything is wonderful in their lives. They find me because they're run out of options, whether it's a physical thing, a mental thing, emotional thing. Spirituality in a lot of ways guides them back to themselves. That's a lot of the work that I do, and that's a lot of the reasons why I share these readings, because it's an opportunity for you to be open to another perspective, right? And if the old ways of doing things isn't working for you, maybe that's why you found your way to this reading. So Raphael is emerald green. The messages, the signs that he comes in are with Santa Claus energy or Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's red slippers, the Emerald City's emerald green. I'm seeing this heart energy here, solar plexus energy, and empowerment with the yellow and the green colors. But Raphael is saying, give me an opportunity to change your mind. You may be finding this reading right now because you're done. You're physically maxed. You don't know what to do. You're looking for that serenity in your life. And Raphael is saying, give me an opportunity to show you another way. Now, what this requires you to do is to sit in the stillness and sit with yourself. I say what this gives you the opportunity to do, and the action is nothing. I encourage you to sit with yourself and feel all the emotions, feel all the feelings. I encourage you to reach out for support. Maybe it's a mental health professional, maybe it's a spiritual advisor, maybe it's a really good friend who will be supportive of you and comfort you and teach you or maybe inspire you, as opposed to feeding the drama or feeding the negativity, because that doesn't really help anybody. And so what they want you to surrender is the need to always be right. So we have changing your mind, surrender your need to always being right. This will cause disharmony. And I have to say, one of the messages I'm being guided to share is about control and needing to be in control. And what happens when we open up to receive from the divine or receive support in other ways, we do have to be vulnerable and relinquish control. So, and again, it's another yellow card here for empowerment with solar plexus energy. And the message says, give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. Let me see here. So I feel like this control, again, the stressful situation of needing to control things, wait a minute. I feel like I'm just being guided to say be open to another way, another perspective. So I also feel like this might be a message where the divine is sending people into your life, offering you a different perspective, and you may not want to hear it. Yikes. I mean, I have to be honest. I have to say the truth in what I'm handling. And what I'm getting. Some of you may not be listening, and it's creating more of this. And the universe is saying, or the divine is saying, like, your natural healing abilities is your own intuition. It's your own inner guidance. And if you're not taking care of your physical body, you might be in a space of confusion, frustration, anger, and it might be breeding, just negativity. Let me see here. Yep. Victim. Again, another green card. This is heart chakra. So we can fall into the trap of, and I feel like this is actually affecting your physical body. One of the things I'm feeling right now is like pain in my body. So it might be like arthritic pain. It might be emotional pain. So sometimes like people will say, oh, it's phantom pain, because it's not actually, there's nothing physically wrong with you. But I'm thinking this may be also mental and emotional pain. It could also be the spiritual ascension process as well. And surrendering to your need to always be right, meaning you think you know all the answers and you know the way. Because I just feel like I want to say that you might be getting to a place where the old ways of doing things aren't working for you anymore. And then it's easy to fall into that victim energy. What about me? How dare you? How could you? It's not fair. It's because of you. It's because of you that I don't have this, or it's because of this situation. And so God is saying, like, if you can just surrender that, if you can surrender it, meaning also to acceptance that this is where you're at right now. But from this place, it doesn't mean you have to accept what people have done to you. It doesn't mean that the people around you are right. It just means I surrender and release so that I can be set free. So when you're in that space of acceptance, like, okay, this is where I'm at. From here, you'll love yourself gently to be able to, maybe it is seeing a healer. Maybe it is going to get some energy work to raise your vibration, to see another perspective. Maybe it is the surrender, the need to be right, that you don't need help. And it's not necessarily the world. There's this acorn energy here in the squirrel. The squirrel is all about gathering. Like the squirrel, it gathers. Its just instinct is to gather and hide and burrow away and like stockpile, right? Stockpile this energy. Stockpile its food. And maybe you've been doing that with your emotions. Maybe you've been doing that with the experiences you're having, and you're just kind of like stockpiling the stuff. And I feel like Raphael is coming in and saying, this is what may be wreaking havoc on your body. This may be what you're not feeling serenity. Or like I said, things are out of balance and they want to assist in bringing things back into that reciprocity or that balance of the give and take. So the crystal angel, of course, is the amethyst. It's revealing your true self, right? So maybe this is mask energy. Maybe you've been wearing a mask and it's just impossible to keep up the facade that everything is great and everything is wonderful and you've got all this money and you've got all this opportunity, but deep down you may not be feeling that, and you might be feeling, well, what about me? It's not fair. I'm doing everything and it's not working out for me. So revealing the true self. The message says, as you allow others to know the real you, you feel loved for who you truly are. Again, this is part of changing your mind, being able to be vulnerable, being able to open yourself up, and again, sharing with safe and supportive people. This is not going back and continuing to expect support, healing, nurturing from people who are not in that space. So it's almost like changing your mind and seeing people for who they really are, and then also to seeing yourself for who you really are. Amethyst is a protective stone, so I feel like this came up as well. So it's just meditating on an amethyst stone. I have an amethyst stone right here. It's represented in the chakras right here as the third eye. This is your intuition. And so sometimes when you go and get a healing, get some energy work, or if you're an energy worker yourself and you sit down and do some energy work on yourself, you can get more clarity about your true self and what the messages really are for you. So let me see, I'm just going to put this here. The final message that came out is aquamarine, divine life purpose. So the message says, trust the signs and your inner guidance, which are leading you to fulfillment. Beautiful. I love it. I believe aquamarine is also a birthstone, so I'm not specifically sure which one, like what month. But if you know your aquamarine, this is an exclamation point for you. If your birthstone is an aquamarine, maybe you have one, maybe you're wearing one. Definitely sit and meditate with that. But I feel like it's like I want to say, Raphael knows things have gotten crappy. Again, this is angel therapy for health and healing. So he knows things have kind of gotten crappy and just gross or not feeling good. And he's saying to give him an opportunity to change your mind, to change your perspective. He wants to help you get out of this control. Things needed to be in order. It may also be affecting your physical body. So lower back issues are connected to control, the need to be right. And it really is stemming from the root of fear and not feeling safe in a lot of ways. Safe in your own body, safe in your home, safe in your job, safe in your family and your friendships. So we can fall into that trap of like the victim energy. And what about me? It's like that child that needs attention, that needs to be seen. So Raphael is saying here, I see you. I'm helping you get to the true essence of your true self. So taking off the masks and the facades and the pretending, it will help your physical body. It will open up the opportunity for healing. And also too, it will propel you on your divine life purpose. You know, every life coach or every powerful person who's doing something with their life has come from something. I mean, look at Maya Angelou and Oprah and their horrific past. Think about Tony Robbins and his story of him starving as a little boy, and now he's on a mission to feed 1 billion people. Oprah, you know, because of her trauma and because of her upbringing, she's now creating schools and a safe space for young women to heal and grow and educate themselves. You know, you've got so many people in this world who have taken their pain and are transforming it into their own healing, but also the ability to help others. And I feel like those of you who are listening to this right now, maybe that's where you're going. Maybe you have something like that within you, and it's time to see a different perspective, to see this as an opportunity for you to take your pain, even physical pain, and be able to transform it into something which will really be a divine mission. I mean, we're ending 2019, we're ending a decade, we're about to go into a brand new decade. The two energy is going to be, twos are about have faith, it's about leaving worries behind, it's about trusting. We're leaving in this beautiful energy, and so we're really going to need divine support. And so this last quarter is a lot about the breakdown of that and then the building back up. Again, I see a lot of heart chakra energy. I see a lot of solar plexus energy here and the third eye with the purples, you know, an intuitive insight. All right, beautiful messages. Serenity pile. And you know, I have to say thank you so much for watching. If you watched this reading and you feel like it could resonate with somebody you know, please share this reading with them. Thank you so much for your comments. Leave me some green hearts if you've gotten to this point. Leave me some green hearts in the comments. Let me know that you're there, that you're connecting, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. All right. Those of you who chose the balance pile, welcome. And we will start with Raphael's message. Expect a miracle. I love this energy right here of Raphael healing. And the energy is going right to the third eye and the crown chakra, which is the divine insight support. I also see, especially this being a reading for health and healing, I'm seeing like the doctors back here, and I'm seeing it's almost like concerned parents or concerned family members or friends. And while this person is maybe in a bad place, or maybe struggling, I feel like Raphael needs you to know that he's working on you, that you have people who are concerned and want to help and support you. And you may be in a place right now where you're not feeling a way out, or you're feeling tired and drained. Maybe you're physically sick. Maybe you have an illness that you don't know how you're going to get better. The results seem really bad. And I feel like Raphael is saying, I got you. I'm working with you. And so his message here says, Dear God and Angel Raphael, thank you for your miraculous intervention and healing energy, which has restored the health of, and then it's either your name, or maybe you're watching this for another person. Maybe you're scared maybe a family member or a loved one is not in a good situation. And so Raphael is saying, expect a miracle. Archangel Raphael, his color is emerald green, and his signs that he comes to me and I like to share is he sends Santa Claus energy, the words ho, 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 the jolly green giant on the can of corn or a can of peas. He also comes in with anything Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's red slippers. So look out for those signs. When you see them, it means Raphael is there with you. He's a very jolly energy, and he brings joy in unhealthy and difficult situations. So his additional message is forgiveness. I feel like I want to say forgiveness of self and others. So the message is here. Forgiveness isn't about saying what the person did to you is okay by forgiving them. The mantra that I like to work with is I forgive you and I set myself free. And so maybe some of you are feeling trapped. You're feeling stuck, and maybe you're feeling out of balance. Maybe that's like why you chose this pile. I'm almost feeling too, Raphael is assisting to heal situations and experiences. So this is health and healing, but I almost feel like maybe there's been some miscommunication and somebody's hurt you, or somebody feels like you hurt them, and maybe you did if you weren't in a good space, and you want things to come into balance, you want things to come back to normal. I also feel like with the physical body, gosh, if you're getting pain in your chest, like pressure, or even the middle back, it's almost feel like so I'm feeling like I'm being guided to shine a light on the chest and the like upper to middle back in between the shoulder blades. It's like fire or tension, pressure in between there, or sadness and grief in the chest. So I feel like if you're feeling that, I'm asking you to invite in the Archangel Raphael to assist. Sit down, be open to receiving, and just imagine his emerald green light flowing in to heal your body. For this word forgiveness too, the word burden is coming up as well. So you may be carrying a burden. So if you have a family member, if you were guided to this reading and you have like a family member who isn't doing well, and maybe you're carrying the burden of taking care of them, or maybe there's a burden for your own physical health and well-being. And I feel like, and maybe you're being really hard on yourself, or you're pushing yourself to make things happen. I just feel like, I don't know, those of you who chose this pile need rest. You need to take a time out and break, and I have to say, some of you might not want to hear that. Sometimes like, well, there's always things to do. And as I started out this reading, before I started to pull the cards, I talked about this energy of pressure and the hustle. And now I have to say, not hustling, it doesn't mean that you're lazy. It means you're finding balance. Like there are certain points in my career and in my life that I do hustle, but I have fun with it. I love the hustle, but if I'm feeling like I'm dragging myself through or pushing myself and things aren't working out, I take a time out, I take a break, I go to bed, I lay down, I call on the divine, I forgive the part of me that wasn't listening, that I needed a break before I got to that place of crashing. And I think this is part of where that balance comes in. And sometimes it's forgiving yourself in the space that have gotten you to the situation. Like maybe your intuition said, oh, I knew it. I should have slowed down, or I should have taken that rest, or I should have adjusted my foods, or I should have done these things. And I've been feeling out of balance, and that's why you're here. And I feel like Raphael is saying, Forgiveness is a pathway. Angel Daniel is also an angel that works with forgiveness. Angel Uriel is an angel that works with forgiveness. Those are two beings of light. And what happens is when you invite them in to assist in the healing process of forgiveness, each time you revisit the experience, it kind of lessens the impact and speeds up the recovery process, so it doesn't trigger you, or you don't have triggering experiences that root in that experience. And again, expect a miracle. You might be in a place where you're like, you have no idea what the next thing is. You have no idea how things are going to unfold. Raphael is saying, I got you. I'm working on you. He may be doing it when you're sleeping, when you get out of your own way. Know that people are concerned about you, and they want support for you. So interesting. Surrender to divine timing. Again, things will unfold naturally. And so the message here says, sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. This goes back to being hard on yourself, pulling back. Maybe this is a message for some joy and some laughter in your life. One of the images that I'm getting is, with the divine timing, is that when we're waiting for something to happen, whether it's a healing, remember, so think about a broken bone. It comes to a point where a doctor or a physical therapist or somebody who works with the physical body, a chiropractor, there's only so much that they can do before they have to pull back and let the body heal itself. And this is what I'm saying. I feel like the out of balance part is doing too much, forcing things to happen. And the image that I get is the boiling pot. It's like, so I used to have a gas stove, and now I currently have an electric stove, and I hate the electric stove. It seems like everything takes forever and food just cooks uneven. And so when I need to boil water for something, let's say I'm hungry and I want to make some rice, or I want to make some grains, or I want to make some pasta, I always kind of like sulk because I got to wait for the pot to boil, and it stinks, especially when you're hungry. And I feel like a lot of you may be in this space. You may be hungry to be fed. You may be hungry to be nourished, for your healing, for life to get moving, for you to feel like yourself again. And I say, usually if you're sitting watching the pot waiting for it to boil, it will feel like forever. I mean, it takes the same amount of time if you walk away. So I always set a timer, so I don't forget that the water is boiling, but I set a timer and then I go off and I do something else. And when I get busy doing something else, guess what? I hear the timer going off. And sure enough, when I go back, the water is boiling. So it's going to boil. It's going to happen. I can tell you that it's going to happen. As you surrender into divine time and you get busy doing other things, instead of focusing on the situation of whatever your unforgiveness is, or what you're disgruntled about, or whatever you're ornery about or impatient about, I feel like Raphael is saying, expect a miracle when you walk away from the pot and you let it go in its own time. Before you know it, it will be here. And so 2 chakra cards came out here, and we got renewal and complacency. They're both red. They're both rooted in the root chakra, which is survival, support, stability. It's lower back stuff. It's knees, it's your legs, it's your feet. So some of you may have actual physical stuff going on with the lower body. So doing any type of root chakra meditation would be beneficial. Kind of want to switch these. I feel like maybe you've been in this place, and Archangel Raphael he's showing you, he's moving you to this place. So if you look, there's energy here of receiving. There's energy here of receiving. So you may be in this space because you're starving energetically, waiting for that pot to boil. Like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to come in? The healing, like I said, the physical health. Maybe you're working towards losing weight. Maybe you're working towards eating better. Maybe you have gut issues. Maybe you have autoimmune issues. Maybe you got stuff going on with your physical body, and it's almost like, oh, I just got to accept it, and it stinks, and I'm so tired of feeling this way. I feel like Raphael is saying, let us in. We're working on renewal. And remember, we're in a space right now where we're ending a decade. 2019 is ending, and we're going into a brand new decade. And 2020, it's going to be like two energy. Two energies going forward is like, have faith, everything's going to be okay. Like, what can you leave behind? What worry can you release? And what can you open up to having faith to? And so I feel like the divine is saying it's coming. Your miracle is coming in divine timing. I always love to say, and I chuckle because I struggle with patience myself. God's never early. He's never late. He's always right on time. But it's always on His time. So know that you're moving towards this. And as I started off with my beginning message, you might be in a space right now where it's not time for you to do anything. Maybe you've come to this reading, oh Gladys, or what can I do? What more can I do about my physical health and healing, or my mental health and healing, and what's going on with my life? And I'm just saying, nothing right now. Be open to receiving divine guidance. Be open to receiving another perspective or another way. You're on your way to renewal, and so you might need a rest. You might need a recharge right now. And again, if you've been doing, and you're feeling exhausted, it may be why you chose the balance pile. And I know it sounds scary when, you hear somebody say, do nothing, because we're bred in society to do, go, make things happen, hustle. And I'm telling you, it's baloney to a point. Now, there's a balance with it. And I have to say, I always, when I feel guided, I get in and I'm full of energy. But if you're dragging yourself along, it's going to take you so much longer to get things done. So the final message here for the crystal is rubellite. Passion and purpose. I love it. So it says your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that's dear to your heart. I love it. So I feel like this is where you're headed. You may have started things. Maybe you started a business. Maybe you started a project. But life kind of took a turn, and you're being forced to work on, maybe it's family issues, maybe it's actually your own mental and emotional health, maybe it's your own spiritual journey of trust. So know that this project, it's in the works, and sometimes you have to kind of pull back to heal in order to get the energy to get back into the space. So I started these affirmation cards 2 years ago, and I kept going back and forth on them. It didn't feel right. For this last year, I've been working on my own metamorphosis, my own spiritual healing, my own growth. And would you know, friends, I just finished those cards. I just finished them, and I absolutely love them. It took 2 years. And I have to say, for the first year, I was waiting for the pot to boil. How is this going to work out? Being stuck on things, not really knowing what I wanted to do with it. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 like everything just kind of fell in alignment, and they're complete. And I absolutely love them, and I can't wait to share you with them. But I feel like that is a great example of what this means. I had to stop and I had to heal on my own spiritual journey before I could continue. And so you may feel complacent right now. You might feel complacent, but the universe is saying, but this is what we're working towards. And again, if this is a physical issue with your lower back, with your knees, with your feet, with your joints, and you're unable to keep moving, there's a reason for that. The universe is saying, we need you to stop. We need you to recharge. We need you to take care of your body. That's the balance. And in turn, by doing that, this is what the outcome will be. It will give you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that is dear to your heart. So that's why I know that pausing and taking a time out and not doing anything can be really scary. But sometimes that's what we need to do. We need to walk away from the pot and trust that there is divine timing in the works here. And maybe this is what that's strengthening, is your trust and faith in the divine God source creator, whatever that is to you. Awesome. Love it. Oh my God, I just looked at the time. It was 44:11. 44 is the angel number. 11 is have faith. 11 is new beginnings. A new gateway of energy is opening up. I love it. So there's an additional message. So for those of you who watched the balance pile, thank you for watching. If you feel like this message could resonate with a loved one, please share this message with them. I truly appreciate it. And stay tuned. There's going to be more to come. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. So for those of you who chose the hope pile, oh my gosh, I just looked at the clock again. My last reading, I finished out and I looked at the clock and it was 44:55 that I'm starting this reading. 44 is the angel number, and 5s are all about change. So for those of you who chose the hope pile, I'm feeling that change is upon you. And that's probably why you felt hope. Like I'm hopeful that things are going to get better. Again, this is a message for health and healing in a lot of ways. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual healing, healing of the parts within you, your inner child, your adolescent, the adult part of you, the masculine, the feminine part of you. So that's what I want to start with. So let's see what Raphael has to say. So Raphael has 2 messages here. So his first message is fresh air, and I think this is a really great action. Sometimes when we're caught up in difficulties and challenges and we're kind of like stewing about things, sometimes we just need to go get some fresh air. So the message here says, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me breathe easier in all ways. So I'm feeling maybe for some of you, you may have stuff with your lungs or your chest. And know that Archangel Raphael, this is a special, unique message for those of you who may be struggling with lungs or breathing. This is Raphael saying that I'm supporting you in that. For some of you, it almost feels like when somebody gets into an argument with somebody else and you're all in it and it's all yucky, and sometimes you just have to walk away, get some fresh air to get some clarity. So I'm feeling that for some of you. Some of you who chose the hope pile, like, oh, maybe you're having difficulties with somebody or something and it's affecting your physical health and you need some hope. And so sometimes walking away, getting some fresh air can give you some clarity, can give you some answers and give you some support and guidance. Interesting. So another message I got is forgiveness heals. One of my other readings, forgiveness came up. So it seems to be a theme. Raphael is helping you in supporting you. I think the balance pile. So forgiving was there. So maybe some of you may want to go check out that one as well. But the message here says, Dear Guardian Archangel Raphael, I'm willing to forgive myself and others in exchange for what I really want, peace and health. Oh, again, I was just talking about arguments and disagreements and feeling ornery, and your own inner masculine and feminine could be battling it out. Maybe you're dealing with the bully and the critic inside of you. Again, these readings are for mental, emotional, spiritual, physical help, but that also too affects your physical life too, in this 3D world that we're living in. And so I feel like this message about forgiveness heals. It's not about they're right, you're wrong, you're right, they're wrong. It's not about control. It's about releasing the energy to it and getting back to the peace and your own physical health. So some of you may need to kind of step away, go get some fresh air. I'm almost so guided to physically For your physical health, some of you may need to go on regular walks. Some of you may need the fresh air to help your physical body. It will help your heart. It will help your physical body. It will help your mental health. You'll get more clarity. You'll get some fresh air. And maybe you'll find forgiveness in your heart as you're out on that journey. So the additional message with the butterfly card here is windfall. I love it. This was a message that I kept getting at the beginning of the year. This means a windfall of energy, of good stuff is coming. This card is actually an abundance card. It's a prosperity card. And so maybe you're feeling lack in a lot of ways. And so this is a message to tell you that with time, have hope and have faith that the windfall is coming. So it might be a windfall of energy. It might be a windfall of financial support. Unforgiveness can actually block you from a lot of blessings. And it's interesting too, because unforgiveness is held in the liver, the gallbladder, and the spleen. And those organs are where we carry the emotional energy of anger and resentment. It's also connected to the lungs, as I was talking to lungs earlier about getting fresh air. And so some of you may need to purge that, and you may be blocking. Now, again, I don't mean it in another thing that you're not doing right. I could just kind of want to shine a light on, you might be unaware that there could be a block to your windfall because of anger, because of resentment, because of bitterness. And this energy could be spilling out right now. Remember, I got the in the beginning of this reading, I got challenge or disagreements or arguments or being ornery. And I feel like it's all kind of falling together here. And so being able to work with Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Daniel, those three are amazing. They're a great trio to help us release unforgiveness. It does heal. And again, just this affirmation alone, just pausing this video, maybe taking a screenshot of it that says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, I'm willing to forgive myself and others in exchange for what I really want, peace and health. Now, again, those people might exit your life, you might exit their life, but then it will open up space for new, supportive, loving energy to come in, and maybe that's your windfall that's coming. So what they want you to surrender is the desire to control people. Yes, this is the argument energy. Again, hope, needing hope that things are going to work out or things are going to be better, or feeling, maybe you chose this pile because you're feeling hopeless about these situations or these experiences you're having. And so the guidance here says, being over-controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. This basically just validated the entire reading up until this point. So this may have been hard for you to hear. You may have been watching and maybe you felt a little bit of denial, or maybe you felt a little bit of a block. And this came out to basically reiterate all of that. Now I just want to look at the deck prior. Yes. So this reading has also kind of coincided, if that's a word, with the balance pile. So there may also be additional messages in the balance pile. So this might be an opening for you, and there may be more action steps for you in the balance pile, or not. So definitely trust your intuition on that. But I do want to share that with you, that these are kind of similar, and they kind of seem to go off of each other. So again, if you've been torn between which one to choose, balance and hope seem to coincide with each other. And so the chakra message is service. So if you've been stuck in this, and what do I do, and feeling out of control, and situations are just ornery and they're just gross and you're over it, getting some fresh air. And then also the divine is saying acts of service. Acts of service, maybe some volunteer work, maybe going to a church service that feels good. I feel like that's also to a message here. This card is representative of the orange chakra, which is the sacral chakra. It's your second chakra. It's about like 2 finger widths below your belly button. And that's the area. So just kind of putting your hands on that area would be helpful. But being of service, maybe volunteering, maybe you're an energy worker, volunteering some healing somewhere, going to a church service that fills you up, that's uplifting. The sacral chakra is about joy and pleasure. And I'm feeling part of the action here for you to get out of this yucky energy and feeling hopeless is countering it with happiness and joy and doing things of service and being able to help people. God blesses those. I just heard a horn, a car beeped outside. So God blesses those who have the ability to bless others with their blessing. So he doesn't bless you for self-gain. He blesses you because of your ability to bless others with the blessing, whether it's to share, whether it's to shine a light on, whether it is to also be of service. And I'm feeling like this is your way out, friends. This is a way for you to raise your vibration. And you may not even know what that is. And so just by asking God, show me, like, what do I need to do? Or show me the next step. You might see a flyer somewhere. You might see something on social media, something that comes up. Being able to relinquish the control of even the situation and the experience that you're in to make it better. Sometimes walking away and getting into service, or maybe it's tithing money into a charity that you believe in if you don't have the time. And that's where this windfall will come in. It's just like you got to raise your vibration a little bit, and this is the way to do it. So the final message here is Moldavite. Moldavite, the message says unconventionality. Unconventionality. It says your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to feel and be different from others. So you may be in a space where you're on a mission. Maybe you're on a mission and nobody's hearing you. Maybe you want to wake people up. Maybe you're on this spiritual mission and nobody wants to hear it. Maybe things are just going all sorts of wrong in a lot of ways, or the perception that things are going all sorts of wrong, and it's affecting your physical body. You're feeling tired and depleted. You're feeling hopeless. Give it to God. Give the situations, world situations, family situations, health situations, give it to God, and then focus on service. I have one of my spiritual mentors. She always would say, when you get nervous, focus on service. And so when you're feeling stuck, when you're feeling ornery, when you're feeling disgruntled, focus on service. Ask how you can be of service to others, not to control them, but sometimes it's just listening to somebody. Sometimes it's offering support. Sometimes it's letting somebody go at a stop sign. Sometimes it's just giving somebody a genuine hug. And I feel like, I believe Moldavite, I have a piece of Moldavite. I believe that's from a meteor. It's a beautiful green stone. We have a lot of heart chakra energy coming in with all this green and yellow. And orange. So I'm thinking solar plexus, sacral chakra, and heart chakra. It's your 3 middle chakras, which they're, so the heart chakra is the masculine and feminine, both. It's the energy of the masculine and feminine. And your sacral chakra and your solar plexus is the masculine chakras. The lower chakras are the masculine energy. So as I started off the beginning of this reading, before I pulled cards, it was about pulling back from action, from all the doing. And so I feel like pulling back and going within yourself, recharging, getting some fresh air, going for a walk, nourishing your body with healthy foods, water, like just plain old water will help you in a lot of ways. And again, I can expect that it would open up this windfall of abundance, of joy, of laughter, of happiness that you so desire, and really can bring up hope. All right. So those are the messages for the Hope Pile. Thank you so much for watching. And if this reading resonated or maybe it resonates with somebody, or it could resonate with somebody that you know and you love, so please share this reading with them. It's also helpful to know if you leave a comment or leave me some hearts in the comments. It's also helpful for others who find this channel to know that they're not alone and they're experiencing the same. Kind comments, supportive comments are always welcome. I appreciate it. So let me close space by thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. And friends, if you haven't heard it yet today or nobody's told you in a while, I love you. God loves you. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.